everyone, welcome to a new winter watch me work on my channel. Today I am going to be doing these super fun snowman and sweater nails on my mom, and I love how they turned out, and I'm really glad that I ended up filming these to share with you guys. Last time I did a watch me work, I asked you guys if you enjoyed seeing the removal and the prep process, because I wasn't sure if I should just go straight into the art, but most of you said that that is something that you really enjoy watching, so I will leave it in the videos. If you're not interested in the removal part, you can always go ahead and skip straight towards the art. I will put a timestamp in the description so that you can skip straight to that if you are not interested in the rest of the pre-art color part of it. So first I am removing my mom's old nails, and I am using the Carbide Barrel bit that I usually use, and I have it on a speed about 20,000 RPMs, and I'm just going ahead and removing all of the old color and kind of debulking the product a little bit. Also, I will make sure and put in the description box all of the products and tools that I've used for this watch me work. So if you're interested or you didn't quite catch something, you can always check the description box for that information. And we did end up doing a live video when I did these kind of fun fall leopard print nails on my mom. So if you are interested in catching those every once in a while, make sure you're following me on Instagram at Nails by Katie Dutra, and you can see anytime I go live or post tips and tricks in my stories or on my feed or anything like that. After I've removed all of the old product, I am going to start prepping her nails for new product. So I'm starting by pushing back her cuticles, and then I'm going to go in with my e-file, and I'm going to use, this time I'm using the Russian nib bit from Erica's ATA. And I have been really enjoying using this bit. It kind of has like a tiny point to it, but it kind of helps get into like all the little crevices and stuff and pushes that skin away and off of the nail plate. This part hasn't really changed much. I always start with my e-file in the forward direction, and I go from right to left, and then I move my e-file in reverse and I go from left to right, and this pushes that skin back all the way around the nail and removes all of the cuticle that's stuck on the nail plate, and it just does a really nice prep of the natural nail as well. So it's kind of like an all-in-one step. Once I have done that, I am going to shorten her nails and smooth out all of the old product, because I'm not actually going to be finish filing her nails after I apply the hard gel. We basically do, it's more of like a manicure service, so I apply a thin layer of hard gel and then I go straight into the gel polish application, and this ensures that it lasts a long time and it has strength more than just your average gel polish application. And the hard gel that I use is self-leveling, so I can get it pretty smooth right from application, and this avoids me having to do any finish filing or anything like that. Lastly, I am going to be nipping off any of the non-living skin around her nails, and these have been my new favorite nippers. These are the Boss Lady nippers from Erica's ATA. These are amazing. I love them, and the jaw is really small, so you don't have to worry about trying to maneuver like a giant nipper around somebody's cuticle, which is not very much of a big space at all. And they just like are super sharp, which you need, because if they're not sharp, you're going to end up pulling their skin and like doing more of like a ripping. You're going to rip it versus actually just nip it clean. And yeah, so these are my new favorite nippers, hands down. If you need new nippers, I definitely recommend giving these a try. Again, the links and stuff will be in my description box. So after that, I am just going to be cleansing the nails and going in straight into product application. First, I am applying the Young Nails Proteinbond. This is a non-acid primer. It's a sticky primer, so it acts kind of like a double-sided sticky tape for the products that you're going to put on the nail. Next, I am applying X-Bond, which is the Accent's universal bonder, so you can apply this under gel polish, hard gel, soft gel, whatever you are going to be applying on the nail. And this step actually wasn't totally necessary because the gel that I am going to be using today is their Trinity Gel, which is a 3-in-1. So the Trinity actually has a bonder in it. It's a bonder, a builder, and a top coat in one. So this step wasn't totally necessary, but for some reason I felt like doing it today. For the hard gel application, I'm just applying it to one nail at a time, and then I'm going to flash cure each nail before I move on to the next one. So I just apply the gel and then have her put her hand in the light for 2 to 3 seconds, and then I go ahead and do the next nail. And this ensures that it doesn't get too hot in the light because she's flash curing each nail before she goes in for her full cure. And then it also cures the gel enough that it's not going to move around or anything when I go on to the next nail. I definitely wouldn't recommend trying to do, multiple nails with this gel just because it's a little bit runnier. So if you tried to do like all 5 nails, it would be all over their skin and it would not work that well. So I just have them flash cure each nail after application, and this has been working really well for me. And it also helps, again, it not get so hot, because some clients have a hard time judging when it's going to get hot and they are afraid to take their hand out of the lamp, and sometimes it just feels like too complicated. So it kind of helps them like flash cure each nail so it doesn't get so warm when they put their hand in for the full cure. And as far as application, I'm doing, again, just a nice thin layer, and I'm using my line of light to make sure that gel is smooth because I am not going to finish file these. So I kind of turn her hand to see the line of light, just to see if there's any bumps or anything, and if there is, I just take a little bit of that gel and fill it in and smooth it out. And then once I've done all the nails, then I go ahead and have her go in the lamp for the full cure, and then I work on the opposite hand. For the color choice today, I decided to go with Luxio Calm, which is a really pretty pale pastel blue. I wanted this because I knew we were going with like a winter theme, and I thought this color would be really pretty with that. So I am applying it directly onto the hard gel that I just applied, and then I'm going to cure those, and I'm going to do a couple coats of this just to get good coverage because it is a little bit sheer with the first coat. Step is to draw on our snowman. So I'm using Luxio Polar, which is their white, and I'm applying a little bit of this on a palette, and I think I am using the Light Elegance swirly brush to paint the snowman on. And then also I think I'm using the same brush to do the sweater nail in a little bit later in the video. So I'm just doing a big round circle for his head, and then I'm going to do a little bit bigger like half circle underneath of him for his body. And once I have applied these, I am going to cure that, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other hand. Also, by the way, I definitely want to mention that I found an inspiration picture for this snowman. And I found it from Nails by Lisa Yeg on Instagram. So go check her out if you are interested. And she did a cute snowman that I had saved in my Instagram that I absolutely loved. So I'm kind of taking inspiration from that. Now for his scarf and his little winter hat, I'm using the Bemi Metal Leaf in Aqua, and I'm just going to paint on his little scarf around his neck and his little winter cute hat that he has. And these metal leaves are really gorgeous, and I didn't need to do like 2 coats or anything. The 1 coat was perfect. Now I'm using a black gel paint and a dotting tool to do his little eyeballs and his mouth. And then I'm going to be using a orange gel paint for his little carrot nose. And then I am going to cure those before moving on. So now I am top coating all of these nails, and you want to make sure you do this step before you go ahead and move on to the next step, which is like the sweater nail and adding the texture. So you always want to make sure you top coat before that. You could do a matte top coat. My mom does not like matte nails, so we end up doing shiny. So I am applying my shiny top coat over all the nails, and then I'm going to cleanse the inhibition layer, and then we're going to move on to the last part of it, which is the sweater nail and some more details on the snowman. So I'm going to take that same gel polish that I had on my palette, and I'm going to make the little kind of fuzzy part around his hat and the little like dollop on the end of his hat. And then I am going to also add some little kind of like dots, almost like snowflakes, around the snowman. And you want to make sure when you do this, you're not going to cure it yet. So you're just painting over top of the top coat, and then we are not going to cure that yet. And we're actually going to move on to the sweater nail before we cure this. Now for the sweater nail, I found a really easy pattern, and you can always Google sweater patterns or sweater nails to find different patterns if you aren't sure. This is a type of pattern I haven't actually done before, so I wanted to kind of try something different, and I thought it turned out really cute. So all you have to do is paint little dashes back and forth along the nail, and it turns out to be a really adorable sweater pattern, which I love. Almost like a knitted like sock or cable knit sweater look. So once we've done that, we have not cured these yet. I am using the Accents Gel Art Powder, and I am sprinkling it over both of the nails, tapping off any of the extra, and then I'm going to have her go in the lamp to cure those. If you don't have the Accents Gel Art Powder, I'm sure like a clear acrylic powder would also work for this technique. Then you just dust that off and give it a cleanse, and there you go. So we have this cute sweater pattern, and then the little snowman has like the texture on his hat and little snowflakes, and I really loved the way that it turned out. I think it turned out super cute, perfect for winter, and really it's pretty easy to do. You know, the snowman's just a couple circles, and then you just paint on a scarf and a hat, and there you go. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you aren't subscribed already, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you will be notified every time I post a new video. And also make sure you're following me on all of my social media. I will see you guys in the next video.